What's up? This is the View from Legacy of Combo series, and this is Chill on the Green Box. And today we got a veteran Nigerian artist with us today, Sunkanmi. He's here from Youneek Studios. He just did a book with Whoopi Goldberg. He's on the show to talk about everything he done. And sorry, this video's not as pretty as the ones before. But the government, man, took cap cut, man, so I can't do it. But hey, might be back soon. Again, it's Chill on the Green Box. Like, subscribe, share the video. Let's go.
Welcome back to the hood. This is Specks Thompson and the View, and we're here for Chill on the Green Box. And today we got I'll say pretty known artist. I mean, he doing some things. You know, I looked him up. Sunkanmi, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Yeah, I got name right, huh?
Yeah, you got it right.
All right.
That was cool.
Thank you. For people who don't know who you are and what you do, give a little brief introduction about yourself.
All right. My name is Sunkanmi. I'm a Nigerian comic creator, comic artist. I've done a bunch of graphic novels for Dark Horse. Recently did the art on the Whoopi Goldberg graphic novel. I've been drawing for about 2 decades now. Yeah. Worked on animation, worked on graphic novels, comic books. Yeah, that's basically my thing.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get into more of that later on. But you're not the first Nigerian, that I interviewed. So over here in the States, we got this thing called a green box. It's electrical boxes for like the phones and other stuff to be in neighborhoods. Okay. And sometimes, depending on where you are, like where I grew up, we'll hang out right on them and chill on them and talk to your friends. So,
okay.
I based my show around that same concept, chilling and hanging out. Cause, I don't watch and, been on podcasts when people get on there for 2 hours and talk about a Kickstarter or something they're doing. And people never have a reason to why support the creator or support the project. So, I developed my show so people learn more about the creator and give them a reason to support them, not only for that one project, for other projects as well.
That's cool.
All right.
That's cool.
All right. Thank you. And my show's got 4 different segments, and my first segment is called Breaking It Down. Because when you chill in that green box, you break down dreams, concepts, and ideas with your friends. So I can break your brain down with some icebreaker questions so people know more about you.
Okay. All right. Cool.
All right. So since you're in comics, I'm gonna ask you a comic book question. Would you rather choose the X-Men or the Teen Titans?
Yeah, I think I would go for the X-Men.
The X-Men?
Yeah.
Why you choose the X-Men?
First love. I mean, that was my introduction to comic books.
Okay.
Wolverine, the X-Men, Teen Titans, they come later, but for me, the X-Men, they connect a lot more for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll probably pick the X-Men too, because I got in Teen Titans later, like you did. I knew about Young Justice first. It's one of my first comics I got was a Young Justice comic book. It was like Superboy, Impulse, and who the third person? I can't think who the third person was now. Just blew my mind. Just can't think. But it was just them three, and there was just like the TV show. Are you familiar with the TV show?
Yeah.
They had Red Snado watching over them, but they would just do like weird teenager stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Robin! I forgot. Is Robin Superboy?
Robin, Superboy, Beast Boy.
That was Teen Titans. I'm talking about the Young Justice. It was like
Young Justice. Okay.
Yeah. Young Justice was something in the 90s. I don't know why it was invented, but it became Superboy, Impulse, Robin, Wonder Girl, and a fifth character. I can't remember, but yeah, it was. That was back in the 90s when I was young, A couple years ago, I always talk about that's my first comic book. A couple years ago, I found somebody selling the whole series, and I bought it because nostalgia. Like my first comic books, and somebody selling the whole series, so I was like, whatever it is, here, take my money.
Yeah, when you get a whole series like that, it's like it's a steal.
Yeah, and it was cheap too. I didn't. Yeah, it was cheap. It was cheap. Definitely under $100. Yeah, definitely under $100. And you're going on a long trip. What's the first two things you grab?
If I'm going on a long trip,
yeah,
a good book.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are we talking comic books?
It's your thing. It's your two things that you grab. I don't know.
All right, I'm big on fantasy novels, so I'm definitely gonna pop one of those. Bring that with me, and then I read a lot of digital comic books now. So yeah, I'm gonna have a whole bunch of that on my phone. I am a Marvel guy, but I love Batman, so it's Batman and Marvel. I'm not a DC guy, but I love Batman.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm gonna have a lot of Batman. I love the storytelling in Batman a lot. I feel like a lot of times the classic superhero comic books, I watch them for the flash and the bang. Sometimes their stories click. For Batman, the stories always click. The storytelling always clicks. If I can follow it, I love the storytelling. So yeah, that's it. I mean, one fantasy novel and a whole bunch of comic books.
All right. Do you do audiobooks?
Nah. I like to read. I like to read it straight from the book. Yeah.
Okay. My last question. If one thing would disappear, like today, like right when I'm talking, it disappears. What would you miss the most?
Wait, if one thing was to disappear.
Yeah.
What, like generally, the question is really broad, man. It could be
I know. Yeah, one thing, like if it just pop gone, you'll miss that the most out of it. Like, okay, let's think of it's still broad, but it's an item. Item in your office. That's what I say. If it just vanished right now, boom, what would you miss the most?
Oh, my computer.
Your computer.
My laptop. If it vanishes right now, I'll be heartbroken. Yeah, it's got everything on it.
So if I gave you a tablet, would it suffice or no?
Well, I have that. Currently I'm working right now, so yeah, my system and my tab.
Oh yeah. That's You lose that right there, it's over with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm not an artist, but I can draw.
You're an artist.
I'm not an artist. I can draw. I want to get my.
You're an artist.
When I first started trying to do my comic book, I tried to do it traditional, and trying to figure out how I can make it convert over to the book. I started Clip Studio Art and with everything. Then I failed at that, and hiring an artist or whatever. Then just playing around, I learned I can scan it in and work my physical art and put on a computer. And I learned that I can click that physical art and I can edit that in a program. I was like, what? Who needs an eraser? I can just draw anything and put it on a computer, and I can just stretch it out, move it around.
Yeah, that's a fun thing. And it's addictive because I started from traditional, and then when I went to digital, I found that there are times when I'm trying to draw traditional, and then I find myself looking for the Control Z button. I'm like, I need to delete this. Oh shit! I need an eraser.
Yeah. I was using my pen so much. When I got a regular pen, I try to click it and I have nothing there.
Yeah, that happened a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, that's the end of that segment. Hopefully people got a good feel, know who you are.
Okay.
Going to my next segment is called the back issues. Being in the comics, you know about back issues. People who don't know, you're trying to find a character's origin story. You'll read that back issues. For example, you want to know about Bruce Wayne, you would read his back issues, find out more about his origin story. So in this segment, we can go to your back issues to find out more about your origin story.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. So with that being said, where are you from, and what do you call your hood?
Ah, all right. I grew up in Ibadan.
Okay.
Everybody knows about Lagos. Yeah, but I grew up in Ibadan.
Mm-hmm.
Schooling brought me to Lagos.
Okay.
We didn't have a hood.
mm-hmm.
Pretty quiet neighborhood. Yeah, but I my schooling was a boarding house, and trust me, that's all the hood you need when you're down here
I
in
bet.
Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's boarding house. You wise up fast, or you go home empty. I mean, you leave home going to boarding house. You have like 3 boxes. You got a mattress. You got like uniforms and all. And then you're going back home. You're probably going back with nothing. Your mattress has been stolen right from under you when
Wow.
you're sleeping. Your uniforms are gone from the clothing line. I mean, you'll be lucky if you get back home with your books. So yeah, that was good enough. You have to wise up straight. So yeah, that's where I grew up, Ibadan and Lagos. I currently stay in Lagos. What else?
How long you had to go to that boarding school for?
Boarding school was let me see, 6 years.
Six
Yeah,
years.
it
So
was
so
like kind of like jail, but with a little time to go home and then go back.
okay.
Yeah, so it was crazy. Yeah,
All right.
6 years.
Was boarding school like primary school, or what was it? Secondary school?
Secondary school.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole secondary school was boarding.
Okay. Okay. Boys and girls, or just boys?
Uh, I went to two. The first one was mixed, boys and girls. The second one was all boys.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, like I said, you're not the first one I interviewed. So how far is Lagos? How far? Like you want to go back home? How far you had to travel from Lagos?
It's like an hour and a half drive.
Oh yeah, you ain't too far. I heard worse.
Yeah, I know it's not too far. It's not too far. It's just like an hour and a half drive, 2 hours max. And if there's traffic and
Yeah,
stuff, yeah.
yeah. I forgot what one guy told me. What he said is like it's a whole day experience for him to go back home.
Oh, okay. I mean, he's
Yeah,
probably he's from the
I,
east.
yeah. I don't want to say he said he is from a village, but I think he said he's from a village. So yeah, so I think he's like has to like he had to take.
Everybody has a village somewhere. I have mine too. I grew up
Yeah.
in Ibadan, but I'm from. I mean, my dad is from Ejigbo. Ejigbo is a border town.
hmm
Right on the border to the Benin Republic. So that's originally where we're from. So occasionally we do get to go back to the village. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is the first time I asked this question. Have you ever met somebody in Lagos? Where you from?
Yeah. They ask me where I'm
Okay.
from. Yeah, we do that all the
No, no,
time.
no. I mean, no. Like, so I guess you like working or going to get something to eat or whatever, and you talk to somebody and says, "Oh, you're from so and so." Me too. I'm from there too. You ever met
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
like that?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
absolutely. Absolutely. That happens. Yeah. Yeah, we do that.
Okay. Alright. um. Do you like music?
Who doesn't? I mean,
All right.
I would have to be like an alien of some sort if I didn't like music, and I'm an artist. Ugh.
Yeah. So, what type of music or artist got you like in a certain genre, or just got you into music in general?
Okay, I like different types of music, and I found out
Mm-hmm.
that recently, sometimes I pick a music to detect my mood. Sometimes I pick a music to reflect my mood. I found out that across board, I love rock music, soft rock, alternative rock.
Okay.
Generally, that puts me in a good place. Um, if I'm feeling down and I just want to start dancing and I just want to feel good, I play a little MJ.
Okay.
For some reason, yeah, that just gets me going. I love rap. Not the new age rap. I like Common, Eminem. The old Busta Rhymes, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So
Okay.
that's basically somewhere between those. That's my music interest. Yeah.
Being out there, you don't listen to Afrobeat?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fela, a little Burna Boy. Like I said, I'm not really up for the new school music. I like 80s music a lot. Early 90s, early 2000. Yeah, beyond that, my interest then starts to wane a little. So
Afrobeats is like pretty new.
well, Afrobeat started with Fela, but the truth is, it's not mainstream. It's not very commercial, and that I think that's one thing. That's why Burna Boy became such a big hit, because he was able to somehow commercialize Afrobeat. Afrobeat was created as a music to fight oppression. It was a movement music, so it wasn't really a party music, because there's no way you're gonna be partying when you listen to the lyrics. You want to go sit down somewhere and think about your life, So it's like a party dampener to some extent. You have two options to listen to Afro music. You're gonna get high so you can enjoy it, or you want to get sober so you can enjoy it. So yeah. So Afro it's funny, but
yeah. By you saying that, I see the similarity to like reggae. Same type of message.
yeah.
Mexican music is same way. I've been around a lot of Mexicans, and they like it's like sad songs. They like drink too. It's not really you see on TV. They do like little dances to it, but they say it's really really sad song. Like so they call it drinking songs. You put it on, you just want to sit and drink.
Yeah.
I say country music in America would be the same, but just like Afrobeats, they try to jazz it up so people dance to it.
Yeah. But it's not
Afrobeats
really.
more yeah, because there's all people on like the farms or the cowboys singing songs or whatever about tales. Comics. I know you said X-Men was your first love, but what comic book or comic related TV show got you into comics?
Oof. Okay. Voltron.
Voltron. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was right before Voltron. I was literally drawing stick figures. I mean,
Okay.
and it wasn't like it was the first episode of Voltron I watched, but for some reason that particular episode was it stuck so much. I finished the episode. I got up and I walked to my dad's library, picked a sheet of paper, and drew the lion completely. So I went from stick figures and I just drew a full lion. And I sat and I looked at the sheet of paper and I said, "Shit, I drew that." And that was it. I went back.
Okay.
Never went back. So Voltron did it for me, yeah.
That's dope. I like Voltron. I watched it, on TV as well. But and I always knew about it. Just always knew about it. When Netflix remade it, oh, I love that series. Have you watched it?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, absolutely. The animation is top notch. I love it.
Yeah. I really wish they made the sequel. Voltron was Alliance. Then they came out with the cars, and they gave us like a little tease of the cars at the end of Voltron, that series. I was like, oh, they could do the car Voltron too, but it's been years and they had nothing.
Well, nostalgia sells. We'll wait and see.
Yeah. Any comic books got you? Like, I know it's probably hard to get comics over there, but like, what comic book?
Like I said, it was the X-Men. Then McFarlane, X-Force, was it Wildcats? Yes.
Okay.
You know, yeah, he had those his muscles back in the day. Everybody wanted to draw muscles, you know. So,
Yeah,
um,
you the first one to bring up Image Comics
oh really?
in 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 my all my African guests. You probably the first one to bring it up. A guy might have said Spawn, but just say Wildcats, like something that's very vague like that. I think you're the first one. I didn't just not thinking. I didn't think it reached that far back there in the '90s, but you know,
It did.
you
It did.
yeah.
Yeah. Wildcats. I love Grifter. You know, but just the art. You know, the art style back then was very bold.
Hmm.
I think that was one thing that he had going for it back then. Image Comics was, he did a lot of spread pages. In the comic books, were just the images were just in your face. They were big. I mean, other comic books had, you know, structured panels. They tried to do the whole storytelling. He broke the bounds. He broke the limits of comic book storytelling by doing a lot of uh, panels spilling into panels, spread pages. So that really got my imagination going. Yeah, you know, it was like the stories were moving. So yeah, that really, you know, clicked for me in drawing.
Okay, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Speaking of drawing, I'm pretty sure you was drawing back in the boarding house and boarding school, right?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure you got picked on for being a nerd. So when did you when did you
What?
realize you was a nerd in school?
No, no. Here's the funny thing though.
Okay.
We didn't really do that. Picking on somebody for being a nerd here.
Mhm.
Because I mean the nerds were cool.
Mhm.
I had people begging me and paying me to draw them comic books. Street Fighter comic books was a thing. Everybody wanted one. Mortal Kombat, the first Mortal Kombat was such a big hit. Everybody wanted me to draw just the fights. You know,
Yeah, the action stuff.
yeah, just the action stuff. Liu Kang versus Sub Zero. Just draw me a fight. You know, so it
Mhm.
was pretty cool.
Oh,
We
you
didn't get
okay? You
picked on, but
made your friends. Yeah.
yeah, you know, made a whole bunch of friends. Yeah, yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um, that's cool. So that's all I got for that segment. So we're now
Okay.
going in like the meat of the show. The everybody wants to know. It's called the hotkeys. You know,
Mm.
it's the meaning term. Hotkeys. I mean like key issues. You know, comic books where a new artist, new writer, new character get introduced, and nowadays new story. You know, become like a film or a TV show now.
Mm.
As well as music is buttons on a turntable that DJ or producer press on the keyboard that turn everybody up, get everybody live for an event.
Mm.
So this is like that part of the show.
All right.
So so everybody know what you do. So you've been doing comics or artwork for wait, you've been doing artwork for 20 years or you've been in comics for 20 years?
I started doing comic books professionally from 2001.
Okay.
I was studying arts, the Yaba College of Technology, fine applied arts. Yeah, so 2001 till yeah, about that long, drawing comic books.
So back then, like what you doing work on back then?
Yeah, I mean, comic books in Nigeria were very new. You know, commercially. I mean, Nigerian comic books. I mean, people read comic books, but nobody was publishing their own comic books. So at the time, uh, I had this guy who just, you know, was like he wanted to do his own thing. He wanted to publish comic books, Nigerian comic books. And we said okay. So yeah, the comic books we worked on it for like 4 years, and then we had the same problem of you know how creatives, we focus so much on the production, we forget about the business side of things.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
uh, we found out that he skipped on how to sell it. He hadn't figured out. He just
Oh.
figured, oh, they're gonna love the books. You know, once they see the books, they're gonna buy the books. And we're like, no, they won't. You know, yeah. But we've been pushing it. I mean, Nigeria, the comic book scene is still growing. But the main thing is that it's growing. It's not big, but it's growing. You know, so yeah, that's
Okay.
that's what's up there.
Um. So what kind of what so since it's new or it is new, so what stories do like so over here, it'd be like the superhero stories. So what stories over there, people look like to read or pick up more?
Um, yeah, we do superhero stories. Um,
Hmm.
we like strong black female lead stories. I've noticed. Um, we also like African, fantasy, modern fantasy, urban fantasy. Uh, People are still a little skeptical about juju in comic books because the belief is strong here, so it's not something they play with. And one thing about comic books is if you want to do comic books as a business, it has to be commercially acceptable by non-comic book people. So if a company tells you they can't put their brand beside something that has juju in it, then your comic book is not going anywhere. So we're still working through that. Yeah. But yeah, we love our comic books,
Hmm.
but we like our comic books to be a little bit more with some African. Um, I mean, the origin of most superheroes is science, meteor. We love magic. We prefer to just go through magic. Yeah. So it's a
Okay,
process. We're
okay,
still discovering it.
okay. Um, looking into your bio, I see you have you worked at Unique Studios, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. I work.
Um,
I work with them.
you did a lot of projects for them. Um, so have you been there for a while?
Yeah, I mean, I started working with Unique Studios in 2014. So I've
Okay.
done about 10 books for them so far, like 10 graphic novels or so. Yeah.
Just over the years that I've been paying attention, that company just blew up. It's super popular now. Um, how was that while you working there, seeing the change that happening?
Yeah, I mean, for someone who was there when he started with his first book, I know how much work actually went into the blow up, so to speak. But it came down to being consistent because he told me personally, that's Royal Coupe. He said the one thing that really helped him was that when he walked into a room with people to talking about investors or even dark horse comic books, he was able to stack up 10 graphic novels on their table, and they saw that consistency and said, yeah, we can work with you. So I think that made a lot of difference because I mean most people think it's I have a great book, it's enough. It's not. My art is awesome. It's actually not enough. So
Okay, okay,
yeah, that was it. A lot of hard work behind the scenes. For every 10 emails that went out, you got one response.
okay. Hey, that's good though. At least you're getting one, at least you're getting something.
Yeah.
Um, do you work on the animation side of the studio too, or no?
I'm not an animator, so I do more of maybe character design and storyboarding. You know,
Hmm.
um, I write. So yeah, I edit basically as
Okay.
well.
What do you enjoy more, the comic books or the storyboards?
Comic books, definitely, because they give me the flexibility of doing different panel sizes. You
Hmm.
could draw a small panel, you could draw a round panel, you could draw a spreadsheet. But with storyboard, it's fixed. It's a fixed screen size you have to work with, regardless of whatever awesome idea you have in your head. So yeah, comic books allow me to just stretch. So yeah, I prefer comic books.
Okay. And what are some of the books you have worked on? With Unique, I guess, or within I guess your 10 years or your whatever.
Yeah, I mean, most of the books I work on, they didn't. really make the mainstream. They got published, didn't go far until Unique. Um, so if I call some of them, chance of you finding them is very slim.
Okay.
But for Unique, I worked on the EXO books. Uh, I worked on Malaika. I worked on Malaika and Fury. I'm currently working on Iyanu. So
Okay.
but his stories are basically built around um, those characters. Yeah. So I mean,
Okay.
the EXO books
What's your
we have about three books for EXO, about another three for Malaika. Windmaker, yeah, did that one. Yeah, so more or less that's it.
what's your your favorite out of those?
My favorite, I'll say my favorite character is Malaika.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Malaika. I personally I love drawing female characters. So any chance to draw a badass female character, I'm all for it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So how'd you get into Dark Horse?
Yeah, that was through Unique. I mean, because they've worked. I mean, they've seen my stuff in the books, and they said, okay, we need an artist that we know has done stuff that can deliver, is dependable. Let's work with him. So yeah, they reached out, and that was it. We got
How
work.
different is how different is it working for Dark Horse than Unique?
Um, Less hands-on for Dark Horse. I mean, Unique is smaller than Dark Horse, so the feedback comes in daily. Roy and I have developed, very. We had a long working relationship, so we've gotten past. There's always the initial bumps where you probably want to kill each other. Uh,
Yeah.
we got past that, so we talk a lot. But with Dark Horse, it was a little bit more formal. But surprisingly, they're actually good to work with. I mean, I'm
Okay.
going to base it based on my experience with the editor that I was working with. Um, she was the communication was top notch. There wasn't anything like when you work with somebody who's really stressful, they make too many
Mhm.
changes. They're going
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
and forth. We didn't have any of that, so yeah, it was a pretty smooth working experience. Yeah.
Okay. Besides the Whoopi Goldberg book, what book say you worked for at Dark Horse?
It was the Whoopi Goldberg book I did. The
Oh,
change.
just that one. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's one.
All right. Uh, so, well, so you said how it was working with Dark Horse, but how was it working on that particular book? Because, like I said, I didn't see promotion for it until boom, she's promoting the book, and
Mm.
oh, she has a book out. So,
Yeah.
I really don't know anything about it. Like, is it a graphic novel? Is it a single issue? Like, what is it?
It's a graphic novel. I mean, but the way it currently is, I mean, it's like a character introduction. So anything can happen, going forward. Um, Regarding the publicity, I mean, that's not my field. I just got hired to
Yeah,
draw.
yeah, yeah,
So I mean, finished the book sometime last year, and you know, I just crossed my fingers, hoping. I mean, it's Whoopi Goldberg, so I figured they're not gonna backbench it. They're not gonna, throw it
yeah.
out the window. So, I'm surprised as anyone when I just saw on TV, uh, you know, um,
Yeah.
promoting it, and I'm like, yeah, finally, I can talk about this.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, yeah,
yeah.
that was it.
Um, so somebody else I follow on Instagram have actually posted. I think he did the cover, which would make me see it. But with Unique, so you say, oh well, the Whoopi Goldberg, you said you finished a year ago, and now recently just came out, or it's coming out. With Unique, how long it took the books to come out with them?
Well, each book is about 100 plus pages. So it takes a while. I mean, it could be half a year working on one book. You know.
Also about the same time frame.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the changes is shorter. It's just about 60 pages. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a couple of months. You know, but with Youneek, it's like 100 and something pages. I let me see. Yeah, so about 5 6 months. Yeah, about five
Mm-hmm.
6 months or so.
Um, I ain't know the books was that big, but um, as an artist, is that better for you, or you rather do like single issues that's like 24 pages or 28 pages?
It just depends on how frequently I have to do those. You know, because it might
Mm-hmm.
be 100 pages. I still break it down into like a monthly quota. You know, so regardless
Okay.
of how many pages, if you like, let your comic book be or graphic novel be 1,000 plus pages, I will still break it down into per issue. That's where I can walk. You know, so the only difference is because it's one long book. By the time I finish the book, I have a love hate relationship with the characters because I've seen them every day for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up every day. I'm thinking about them. I'm thinking about new positions, new. So I know how to do that character in my sleep. But at the same time, I'm sick of looking at that character because 6 months, same character. I'm like, God, just go away. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can cause a little bit of a burnout, creative wise. But you know, as long as I'm able to bounce between that project and something else, you know, it's kind of it's just like you're trying to eat one dish every day for the rest of your life. As long as you can have a little
Mm-hmm.
variety, you won't
You
notice.
good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So I'm pretty sure it was a lot of people on that Whoopi Goldberg project change, but story wise, what is it about?
Like I said, it's a character introduction story. And it's about a grandma who suddenly discovers she's a superhero. Um,
Oh, superhero story. Okay.
yes, a superhero story. So she just started discovering powers, and the only person who she could tell was her grandson. So he's in high school, and then they just kind of trying to model it through together. Um, so yeah, it's like I said, just 60 pages. The story just goes from her discovering to defining the villain.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
No.
that's
All
that's
right.
basically it.
That's cool. Storyboard wise, how was the involvement uh with them doing that? Like, I guess the time difference and whatever, how was it like? Since I guess with Unique, I guess y'all closer, but with them y'all far away. So how was it like? The script is like this. You do something, then you gotta wait like hours or days for them to be like, oh wait, we running like this. Like, how was it?
Okay. I mean, we unique. I mean, Roy is not is in US, so
Oh, yeah,
same
okay, you know that.
yeah, same problem. But basically with Dark Horse, what I tried to do was to do maybe five sketches, 5 pages, turn that in. While I'm waiting for feedback on that, I start working on something else. So if they don't get back to me, I mean, definitely they get back to me in less than a week. So that's enough time. Before
Yeah.
I finish my next 5 pages, I'm gonna get feedback. But with
Okay.
Roy, our working relationship is much more seamless. Now when he writes a script, there are sometimes it doesn't even write what he wants in detail. He just says, "Oh, fight scene between this person and this person. This is the person that wins. Focus on the fight being like this," and he just leaves it like that, and I do the rest. I don't even turn in the
Yeah.
sketches. I just turn in the finished work.
Yeah, that's a good relationship. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
One of my artists, I got to that point too. I used to be like, uh, this page, panel one had a camera facing this way, and they doing this and third. I think for my last book, I was like, 2 pages fight scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I mean he already knows, you know, because I guess he already knows what I want, so he knows okay, you know, Specks, you know, he wanted this way, so yeah, I'll go ahead and do it, and it came out pretty straight, so you know, I approve. Reason for our new issue, I'm gonna start doing different artists on the cover than the inside just to change things up,
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
I did that, and I showed him just to, you know, to show him, and he was like, "Give me 2 hours." I was like, "Okay," and he comes back and just tries to outdo that artist. I was like, "Well, I already paid for this cover, so I mean, like yours is good, but yeah, I still paid for this one." So I might use one as a
Yeah,
poster or something. But
yeah, yeah.
I got 2 of the same covers. So like, come on.
Alternate cover, yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same. It's literally almost the same pose. It's only difference is that my character's holding the sword, and one angle is probably like a 45, and it's wider. But
Okay.
he drew it close up, so you see like more face to blade like that. So you know, it just he just
Yeah.
trying to outdo him. He's like, man, I draw better than that person. Yeah.
Yeah, I do that too sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Right. You say you write sometimes too. What kind of stories do you write, or like to write, or want to write?
Yeah, I mean, comic book stories. I mean, I like developing comic book scripts. I'm currently, I have a couple of stories myself that I'm writing and developing. I said I'm a fan of fantasy. I love urban fantasy. I've outgrown tights and capes. I can read them, but I can't write a story with tights and capes. It's just not me anymore. So yeah, I have a few stories I'm working on. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't been doing comics that long, but my stories are well, my flagship hero. You know, he's a superhero, but he's a reluctant hero.
Mm.
But like my stories are, I guess they're superhero stories, but not traditionally. Like they all like if they didn't have powers or they didn't have a costume, they just be like regular people in like the streets where you know that did stuff. So that's how I write them. So like my main character, he creates items out of nothingness. But essentially, if he didn't have the power to do that, he'd just be like Casey Jones from Ninja Turtles. You know,
Yeah.
just use whatever random object to fight with.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I think that keeps I guess that fatigue for me because I don't have no superhero esque character in my world. I mean, there is one that that I have thought of, and he lives there, but I don't have one like a character I write about that he's like super strong, he flies, he can move planets. I don't have no character like that. And being in these groups, other independent writers and artists and stuff, I see like everybody has one. I'm like, that's so boring. Like, you
Yeah.
always gotta.
It is.
Yeah.
It's good for the character to be durable,
Mhm.
but not like I can lift a planet strong,
Yeah.
like Luke Cage, you know.
Mhm.
But when it starts being a little over the top, I mean, I love a character that can fly.
Mhm.
I love watching Superman fly, watch Green Lantern poses. I love that kind of stuff. But for me to develop it myself, I can't. It's not grounded enough for me.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
different.
one thing about Marvel, they do with their Superman character. He always loses. The Century, he always loses. And I find that funny.
Well, they
Like,
made
'cause
him
he's a Superman.
crazy,
Yeah,
So
made him crazy too. Yeah, so
yeah,
all them
they made him
flaws.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The last time I seen him in the book, um, they actually got him ripped in half. I
Yeah,
don't
that
know what
was.
story.
Wait, was he? No, he ripped. Was that not when he was fighting the God of War, and he was one that ripped somebody in half, right?
I
Sentry.
think he got ripped in half.
Really? Who? Who did
I,
that to him? Hulk?
I don't know. I think no, it was probably some F. Maybe like I don't know, Noel or something. I don't know how old the story was. But
No.
let me look it up
Oh.
while we talk.
Hmm.
Because he's been off. They did something to him to get rid of him in the Marvel comics. That's why you don't see him nowadays. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
late century got written in half. Let me see. Uh, well, you're right. You're right. Wait, he keep ripping people in half. So he has ripped Carnage in half, and he has ripped Ares in half.
Yeah, Ares. That was an
Yeah.
Siege. That was one of my best books.
Yes.
Um,
But yeah, that was a King in Black storyline when he ripped Carnage in half. So I was kind of right about the Noah thing. Yeah.
yeah.
Um. But that's all I got for that segment. Going to my last segment, it's called digging the crates. Another Dovian term. Digging out crates for the old. Batman. X-Men books or music. Trying to get some some rock and roll or some Nas common songs or whatever. So I'm gonna dig back through this interview and pull out some questions for you. My first question for you. I heard you brought up Street Fighter. You brought on Street Fighter books and whatnot for your classmates. So, given an opportunity to write and or draw for Street Fighter, because they got a comic book out, what would your storyline be?
What would wow, that's a curveball. Um, I mean, it's a fight story. What would my storyline be? Everybody follows Ryu and Ken, so
Yeah.
I'm not a Street Fighter person, so to speak.
Like recently they had Street Fighter versus Ninja Turtles. I think that was the storyline that was just out.
In the comic books?
Yeah, Street Fighter versus Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna look. Definitely gonna look that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, oh, that is something I have to really think about. But I don't know if they've done it. I mean, they definitely would have done Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
Street Fighter in the world of what do you call them? Metal Gear.
Metal Gear?
Yeah.
Now that might be dope. That might be dope. See Revolver Ocelot and M Bison get into it.
Yeah,
they want more power.
Yeah.
Also, since you in Dark Horse now, pretty sure more companies will come at you for do artwork. What story or character would you want to get hired to do? Like what book you like? Oh man, if I get drawn for that book, man, that'd be great.
Specific for Dark Horse?
No, any Marvel, DC, Image, Boom Studios, whoever.
Ooh. Man, if I got hired to do Batman, I would die happy.
Batman?
Yeah. Oh my god. For me, that would be it.
What would be you know how his logo changes so much? What would be the logo you put on?
The classic yellow one.
The yellow, a circle one, the yellow with the bat in the middle.
No. Okay. No, not with the circle, but just the yellow without the circle. What they call this recent artist, Clayman.
Oh, the one with the outline, the yellow outline.
Yeah, yellow outline. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, yeah, okay. And do you have any advice for up and coming illustrators if they want to get in comic books, or people who are currently in comic books who want to just get better or anything for them?
On the creative side, I would say consistency in what you deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Try to make sure you meet your deadlines. Um, Try to, you know, put as much work out there as possible. Don't stop drawing. That is a very perishable skill. You take too much time off from it, you lose what you gain. Um, on the creative,
That's a fact. It happened to me.
yeah, that's what I'll tell the artists. Just knuckle down, be consistent. You know, be consistent.
Okay, okay. All right. Where can people follow you at if they want to follow you on your journey as an artist and a creator?
Yeah, honest, I suck at posting. Not to lie. Because most of the stuff I've done, I have to wait for it to be published before I can even post it. Because when you work on a graphic novel for 6 months, that means you can't really post any client stuff because you're working.
Yeah.
But I have a page. My Instagram handle is me_Woody. That's mi_Woody. That's my Instagram page. You can follow that. I've told myself I'm gonna start posting more stuff now. I mean, all this stuff I kept under the hood. Maybe it's time to start putting it out there.
Okay, okay. All right. That's dope, man. It's been great. Great interview. Great to meet you and learn more about you.
I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah,
glad you enjoyed it. But that's all I got, man. I'm out.
Yeah, thanks, man.